Hey there, it's Hillary of Creative Faith. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I have a fun video talking about Word of the Year notebooks. Now, I had hoped to get this video posted earlier in 2020, but that just didn't happen, and that's okay. So by now it is February. I hope that you guys have picked a Word of the Year. It is something that was started from Allie Edwards. She calls it One Little Word, and so I have been doing this since 2015. So my words of the year for 2015 it was brave, 2016 it was pray, 2017 rest, 2018 courage, 2019 surrender, and then this year I have two words of the year, joy and sacrifice. And so I wanted to kind of show you how I document what God teaches me throughout the year about my word. So this is my very first time making a specific notebook for my word of the year. I do have a full flip through of this journal on my channel that I'll link in the description box below. I also have a really awesome digital kit called Courageous that I'll link in my Etsy shop below. And so this, basically what I did was I wrote out prayers and song lyrics, and I wrote out quotes and verses, and I studied different people from the Bible who were courageous. I wrote out definitions. So here are some different people that I studied, their stories about how they were courageous. And so I love how this notebook came out, and it's a really great way to document things that I did that were brave this year in 2018, whether it was volunteering at schools or snorkeling. So God just taught me a lot about courage in 2018, and so I love looking back on this chunky little traveler's notebook. So that was in 2018. In 2019, my word was surrender. This beautiful notebook came from Legacy of Love Creations. Her stamp's right here, but it's kind of hard to see because of the blue notebook. And so she hand-lettered surrender and gold embossing on here. And this is a stamp set from Sweet and Sassy Stamps, says I surrender all. And I'll link this on the Sweet and Sassy Stamps website if you guys want to pick that up. And Ashley of Legacy of Love Creations had lettered my name. But unfortunately, 2019 was kind of a challenging year, and this is all I got. But the good news is I can continue documenting all of the things God tells me about the word surrender, not just for 2019, but through my whole life. So I have a spot to write out quotes and verses about surrender. So there was my 2019 one, very honest. And then this is my 2020 Word of the Year notebook. I got this little notebook from a place called Muji at the New York airport, and it was $4. I thought it was so cute because it's dot grid, if you guys can see that. So just really light gray dot grid, and I have two words of the year, joy and sacrifice. And so I have it kind of set up this way. I added this cute little pocket here to the inside cover, and I found some stickers about joy that I cut out and added in here, so it'll make it easier for me to document. I love this sticker from Happy Planet. It says best year ever. And then I use these glitter edgers from the Planner Society, and then some stickers from By the Well for God. So this is my joy section, and then halfway through it switches to my section about sacrifice. And so I'll just kind of flip through what I have so far. So I wrote out the definition of joy and how many times it appears in the Bible. I love decorating with washi tape. I also made a page for books about joy. So if I'm on Instagram or I see or hear about a book about joy that I want to read, I'll add it here. And then I also am keeping track of like songs about joy that I am loving. I always start off with a prayer whenever I start a new project. So this is my prayer for joy in 2020. And I'll get back to these printables. And then I always pick kind of a verse for the year. So for joy, it is Psalm 118:24. This is the day the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. And then I'm also writing out book quotes. So the first book I'm starting about joy is called Defiant Joy by Stacey Eldridge. I'll link this on Amazon below. I got it for like $1 or $2 at Hobby Lobby. I don't know why it was on such sale, but I'm excited. And you can see I'm part of the way through it. So I loved this quote about joy. Joy is promised now, and it is our inheritance. There's a way to joy. The key is walking with our gaze fixed on Jesus, even when the way is dotted with suffering. And I just used some really cute stamps. And then let me talk about these little printables that I'm using. So I made a few years ago a devotion kit, a physical devotion kit called Choose Joy, and I love that kit. I released it twice and it sold out both times. And so each page has a title and verses and questions on the bottom for you to document. And so what I ended up doing is turning this into a digital kit. So I'll end up doing a video all about this soon. It is on sale right now for a limited time, so definitely I'll link it in the description box below and head to my Etsy shop to check it out. So you get 3 files. The first file you get is this book already put together. All you have to do is print it and flip it on the short edge and then staple and trim. You also get a second version where it has all the topics in little boxes, and so you can print these off and use them in your journals and glue them in. So that's what I'm going to do with a lot of these in here. So I can cut out these little boxes and glue them up here and do some notes and journaling on the bottom. And then you also get 2 pages of images, so there's some verse bookmarks and different things to cut and glue and use in your journaling. And then it also comes with instructions on how to print it as a book, how to use the cut-aparts, and kind of once your journal's set up, what to do. So definitely check out this resource, Choose Joy Devotion Journal Kit. And so I used this Amen is from that. I am joyful because is from that. And this little verse is also from that. So I'm excited to use that printable as I am going through this kind of journey for joy this year in 2020. So again, this is on my Etsy shop. Go check it out. And I'm really excited to see how you guys use this. So then the second half is all about sacrifice. And again, I have a definition. It's interesting that a synonym of sacrifice is surrender. So I'm thinking that God has kind of a theme in here going for me. And then I wrote out a prayer. This Amen, Amen is also from the Choose Joy digital journal kit on my Etsy shop. And then my verse for sacrifice is from Ephesians 5:2, and it says, "Walk in the way of love, just as Christ loved us and gave himself up for us as a fragrant offering and sacrifice to God." So really connecting sacrifice and love. And then the book I'm reading that happens to have a lot of references to sacrifice is called The Way of Abundance. My boss at work gave this to me for Christmas, and I have been loving it. So it has 60 daily devotions by Ann Voskamp, and they're not super long, which is great. And they have discussion, reflection questions at the end. And the very first one was all about giving and sacrifice. And so I wrote Verse of the Year 2020, and I read this on January 1st, which was so cool. And then I took some of these quotes and wrote it out here. So I just kind of decorated the page with some watercolor background, and I just love how that looks. And so this will be a place where I can just collect verses and quotes and stories all about sacrifice. So I am doing it in this little notebook. But I did want to show you guys some other places and notebooks you could use. So one of the things that is something that's new in my, well, it's actually not my Etsy shop, it's on Amazon, are these peony notebooks. And this is my favorite pattern I've ever created. It has 60 pages of dot grid paper. And so this would be the perfect spot to make a word of the year notebook. So I'll link these on Amazon below. They are really affordable, and you get free shipping if you are a Prime member, which is always a perk. So I got this after I had already started this project. So I do wish I was doing it in here, but I know that this is going to be a really fun notebook to use too. So you could use one of these notebooks by me to document your word of the year and what God teaches you through it. So again, this is on Amazon, will be linked below. My friend Allie Scraps also has this cute one on Amazon, and it has grid paper inside, a little bit less pages, but another really cute notebook that would be great to document your word of the year. And then lastly, you could also use a happy planner. So this is my half sheets happy planner that I use for my devotion kits, and so this would be another really great place to document your word of the year and what God teaches you. The great thing about these is that you can kind of rearrange the pages because they are removable. So that is a really great feature of using a disc-bound system. So that is another option. So I hope this video gave you guys some really awesome ideas on how to document your word of the year now that we're partway through February, thinking about all that God has been teaching you so far about your word, and just excited. Look, guys, I'm excited to see what God's going to do in and through us in 2020. So be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell notification so you don't miss out on any Creative Faith videos. Check out the description box down below. I will have my new journals linked on Amazon. I will also have the books that I am reading, so The Way of Abundance and Defiant Joy. I'll have these linked down below, as well as my brand new digital devotion journal. So a lot of exciting things happening here, and just stay tuned for more fun. Thank you for watching. Thank you so much for supporting Creative Faith, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!